Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is currently Tuesday, November 25th. It's about 7 in the morning. And I'm doing a video diary. I haven't done a video diary in a while. The other day I did reach for my camera, like my actual camera, like this is my phone, and I was going to do a video diary because I felt so good and I felt like I needed to speak. But apparently God Universe Source had a different direction for me that day, and I was pulled away from the camera and back into stillness, solitude, silence. So a lot has transpired in my life these last couple of, I probably say like the last week to a week and a half. I don't think it's been 2 weeks per se, although this journey has been a long journey. And it all really stemmed from like the initial like awakening, for the most part, that even started all of this. Happened back in November of 2023. But my journey didn't actually start until like my actual like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do to, address whatever it is that I had going on in my life, didn't start till January of 2024. So I wanted to come on here because, one, I need to get comfortable doing these again because I do plan on uploading more of these types of videos, and ultimately I don't follow a script or really know what direction these videos will take me, but I just allow whatever that comes to me. I speak from that. So just to give a little background about myself, I don't want to go too in depth about it because they always say honestly, forget that. I don't even care what they all say. Anywho, I've been going through this journey for a while. I do consider this a journey with no ends because there is always going to be lessons and there's always going to be growth that I'll be going through regardless. So there's really no end to it. It's just a matter of continuing to master yourself and continuing to grow as you learn from whatever lesson, whatever obstacle, whatever boundary, whatever limitation that's basically set on you. So ultimately, where I am, the journey that I went through was not an easy journey. I want to say about 95% of my journey has been me going through it alone, and not alone in the sense of physically, because that's why I leave out the 5%, or more so the 95% being internally. I think we all go through, I know we all do go through certain things in life that is either going to hold us back, is either going to make us stagnant, is either going to drain us, and unless we are trusting enough of ourselves, that is what will allow the same cycle to repeat, the same loop to repeat. Because what I've learned is that, what kind of bird is that? Oh, by the way, I'm in my backyard. Sorry, a little off topic here. I'm in my backyard and I've been prolonging these videos because, quite frankly, I'm a bit embarrassed that I don't have any fences yet and I don't have my retainer wall up yet. And my backyard is, I mean, it looks better than some backyards, so I guess I can't complain. But yeah, I just been procrastinating because I was like, well, that's part of it, but I don't want to literally say procrastination because I also think that I was meant to continue learning at the point that I was at to be able to even relay these type of messages. So yeah, now I really don't care. So I guess you guys will see, like, you know, what it looks like now versus like once I actually get it done, because that's something, you know, that will come. But anywho, back to the topic at hand. What a lot of us don't realize is that within these loops and within these cycles that we continuously go through, these are meant to, there are always lessons. There's always a lesson in there, and unless you have the awareness to pick up on that lesson, you're gonna just continue to repeat it, which is why, like, if you think about it, a lot of people is like, why does this always happen to me, why me, stuff like that. And trust me, that was me. Definitely me. I've had quite a bit of moments where, like, that's the exact language that I was speaking with myself, crying and like just questioning, like, why. And it's so crazy because I could remember vividly, honestly could remember vividly laying in my bed. I don't remember what night it was, but I know it was early on in my journey, and I remember laying on the side of my bed at night. I remember I had like these crazy racing thoughts, like just like, I don't even, like, that they were just these crazy racing thoughts that just wouldn't let me sleep at all. And they were like these bizarre, like, just wasn't quite making any sense to me. And I remember this one specific night where this is what was happening, and then it basically led to me being in like this weird sense, like this weird feeling, this weird, I wouldn't call it anxiety, because okay, I'm not gonna put that in there. That'll be for a later video when you guys actually listen to all my personal stories. But so that night I remember laying there and I was like questioning God, and I was just like, why me, I don't understand, what did I do? Like, I feel like I've been doing all that I'm supposed to do, and why am I going through this? I should be grateful, look at all that I have and stuff like that. Like, why me, why am I going through, why am I having these racing thoughts, why am I having these thoughts of, like, things that, like, just what I normally wouldn't I wouldn't have, like, this isn't me, like, what, like, where are these coming from? And I remember I was like sobbing, and I think that was one of the deepest cries I've had in a while, if not, like, I mean, that's the main one that really stands out to me, because I do remember how deep I was. And it's so crazy because I really, like, in a sense, felt like I was at the bottom of a pit. Like, I was like stuck in this deep ditch. I think the word is ditch. Is the word ditch? Well, this, like, very, like, deep, like, at the bottom. And, like, it was like, and I actually seen it, like, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to get out of this? Like, what is the purpose of this? Like, why am I going through all of this? And I remember that night, the whisper that came to me within all of that was, because you're going to be the one to lead others out of exactly what you're going through right now. And when that thought came, it was so interesting, because that thought came and it's so crazy because, okay, let me just like relax for a minute. It's so crazy because when that thought came, the tone of that thought was soft, it was peaceful, it was calm. It wasn't like the racing thoughts I was having. So like, it was just very, like, I mean, obviously from the journey that led me to being here where I sit now and do these videos, I like 100% understand where that voice came from. But in that moment, looking back, when that voice, that thought came up and I heard that very subtle voice, it did calm me. It calmed me. And instead, I went from crying because of all the misery that I felt like I was going through. And the tears became tears of, okay, I understand, okay, I'm gonna get through this. And even during those early on days where like my thoughts, like, and it wasn't just one, I mean, obviously, like I said, I could pinpoint that one specific one, but there were nights where there was many nights where like my thoughts just would not let me sleep, and a lot of those thoughts would lead to like certain feelings, certain, like, it was kind of like fear and like sense of danger and stuff like that. And again, I'll talk about like anxiety and panic attacks because I've had those even early before the journey. And when I say journey started, honestly, the journey started once I was born. Like that's when the journey starts. But whenever I say the journey started, I'm talking about my awakening journey. But yeah, the anxiety and the panic attacks, I'll talk about that in another video, because that's like I have a lot of stories with that too. And again, sitting from the awareness that I'm sitting at right now I understand why I went through what I went through and how it happened and all that stuff. But all of this to say, there are going to be things that will happen in our life, that will happen to us, that may happen to our loved ones, our friends, our family, whomever it is, a pet, and you know, those are things that it unfortunately it just happens. You know, it's life. That's how life works. But it is also in those moments where you have a choice. You have a choice of, one, taking the easy route and giving up, or you have the choice to be like, okay, let me center myself. What is it that life is trying to tell me? What is it? What is this? What is the purpose? Because the thing in life, what I've realized is you have to get curious. You have to get curious. And I'm gonna end this video after I say what I'm gonna say, because I don't want to go too in depth, because you know it's a lot to take in. But you have to get curious, and you have to get curious because in a world where we are, and again, let me just pretense this with, it's not wrong, it's not right, it just is. There's adding the wrong and the right to the sentence, to the topic at hand, is just perspective. Everybody's perspective is good. You could think something is good, I could think something is bad. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make me right. So me relaying any of this is just from my experience and for what I know now that I have gone through what I've gone through, and it's me sharing this. So yes, so you have to get curious. That is the message that I want you to get from this video, is you have to get curious. And when I say you have to get curious, is you have to question everything. And you have to question everything because in a world where we are constantly being marketed, whether it's on a lifestyle, whether it's on a belief, whether it's on what to eat, what to wear, who you should be, where you should work, what degree you should have, what house you should have, how your life should be, how many kids you should have at this age. Question it all. Question it all, because it's one thing for us humans, how do I want to phrase this? It's one thing for us humans to come into a world to experience life, which is really ultimately what it is. But it's also another thing to come into the world and experience life, but by choosing what it is that you want to experience rather than it being handed to you. Again, I don't want to prolong this video because there's more I want to talk about, but get curious. Ask why. Why do you believe in that? Why do you eat that? Why are you wearing that? Why do you want kids at this age? Why do you want to live here? Why do you want to travel there? Like, all of that, you have to get curious. You have to get curious. Instead of living your life, sweetheart, you're gonna be living somebody else's life. And that's where I'm gonna end it. So until next time, guys, clocking out.